Hello everybody, it's me Ghost Critic back, touch late with the review show, but I did warn you. Thank you to everyone who left me messages or put comments on my channel page wondering where were the reviews on Thursday. It was nice, thank you very much. It makes me feel wanted. Makes me feel very wanted. Anyway, I've got actually a very short review show with only 4 books. It would have been 5, but unfortunately my comic book guy messed up the order and I don't have the Amazing Spider-Man #1. I'll be getting that next week, so an even later review. So let's crack on with what we do actually have. And it's issue 7 of Ultimate X-Men. Looking at the cover, I was a bit surprised actually. I thought that was going to be Psylocke. But after reading the book, I think it's more likely that it's a reappearance of Wanda. Yes, she makes a little kind of guest appearance in this issue. It's basically it's a kind of lead up to what's just happened, really, with the focus on Quicksilver and his involvement in the creation of the kind of these new Nimrod Sentinels that are quicker, faster, more aggressive kind of mutant killing machines. And Quicksilver has this kind of guilt about it all because this is not what he really signed up for. But Wanda takes him to task, tells him to get a grip in no uncertain terms, and she says he failed his mission. Despite doing everything she told him to, he failed to do one little task, and that was to meet someone in Egypt in a cave. And after last week's big reveal, yes, Professor X, Xavier, turning up, it wasn't too far-fetched to think that a certain other huge character in the kind of X-Men universe was going to turn up as well. And yes, he certainly does at the end of this issue. Not really that big of a cliffhanger, not that big of a shock to tell you the truth, but still it was an interesting issue. The artwork's changed. We now have a guy called Barbari, different kind of art style, still quite nice. Still enjoyed the book, entertaining, not horrendously recommended. I wouldn't say go out, rush out and buy this, but it was still a good title. One I would highly recommend you rush out and buy, especially if you're not already getting this, and you should be. It is issue 9 of Daredevil. Mark Waid is just writing so well on this title, as he always does. We have the kind of fallout that we found out from the end of last issue, where graves are disappearing, sorry, the actual coffins are disappearing from the grave site where his father was laid to rest, Matt Murdock's father. And what we discover is these are being taken underground by quite a big villain, not necessarily for Daredevil, but more really for the Fantastic Four, and that's Mole Man. He is behind all of these thefts of coffins. Why he needs these coffins? Well, Daredevil goes out and finds out, or tries to find out, until he's attacked and restrained by Mole Man's kind of soldiers, the Moloids. And it's quite a good issue. It's got that lovely style still by the Rivera partnership there going on. What I did like about this is we get a bit more about Black Cat. Yes, he bedded her in the last issue, but I think her motives are somewhat suspect regarding this. She's after this, that Fantastic Four disc that's got everyone's after, that's got loads of, you know, really juicy information on, that would work well for the underground mafia gang bosses, all that stuff. But what was really interesting in one of the last panels, where it's showing her discovering where it's hidden and her finding it, there seems to be some hesitation there. So it's kind of, is she going to take it? Has she taken it? Is she going to give it to the other side? It was a really, really nice touch, which makes this book just a little bit better than most. That just attention to detail, that thing that makes you look at every single panel. And not just skim it just because it's a page without words. Because, you know, a lot of the time you can tell a story without saying a single word, and it's just not necessary. So yeah, great title. This title has been just doing a stand-up job since its relaunch. Highly recommended. Penultimate comic of this week, it's Fables, issue 114, and this is the start of a new storyline. Maybe not that great for someone just jumping on, because it is obviously a continuation from the last story arc, where we now have our new Northwind, and our new Northwind is one of Bigby's children, and that is Winter. And there is a very interesting kind of portent of the future, what could possibly be, that because Winter can somehow see into the future, or at least a possible future, and she sees herself as essentially quite an evil character who is feared, and she obviously doesn't like this, but Bigby's there, father figure, letting her know that this is just, you know, this is just a possible future. You have the choice to either go down that path or choose a path of your own. It's not set in stone. It was a very nice touching moment between father and daughter. Another of Bigby's children, she looks like she's in some big trouble, and that's Teresa and the magic boat, which we can see on the cover. I hope you can see that beautiful cover. Fable covers are always so nice. Yes, the last panel of the main story, just look carefully, that's all I'm saying. It's another of those turn the comic round type of deals. There is a backup story in as such as they're going back to the land of Oz, and Bumpkin there still. I mean, the last time we saw him, he was about to be executed. It did feel a little flat though, unfortunately, to me. It's like Bill Willingham suddenly remembered, oh God, we have this other story, we've got to finish this off. I've been so wrapped up in the Northwind that I've forgotten about this, which is a shame, because I think it would have been a good story if given its full potential, and I don't think it's seriously being given that, and even less so now that it's like a backup story. Still, I always love Fables. It's just got that magical feel to it, that fairy tale story, and it's just a nice, beautiful comic to read, and I enjoy this every month. So on to my last comic, and the last comic usually is Pick of the Week, and it was, of course, Batman issue 6. You know, Marvel's got Dan Slott, who just kicks it out of the park with every issue of Spider-Man. DC has Scott Snyder and Batman. This is the Bat title you should be picking up. Detective, it's all over the place. Dark Knight, getting a little better. Batman and Robin, starting to level out and progress upwards. This is the one you should be checking out of the Bat titles. It is just fantastic. Scott Snyder's storytelling in this is spot on. His whole Council of Owls, this society that's been going on for decades and decades, that has been kind of pulling the strings within Gotham. They have this whole underground beneath Gotham society. Some of them, you can tell, are still quite human and just wear these owl masks, while others are quite grotesque owl-like creatures, very much like our cover here. Another great cover by Capullo, with a very owl-like Batman, all gnarled and disformed. The story, a great fight scene between Batman and the Talon, and obviously just as we think Batman is on the ropes and he is finally defeated, and the Council of Owls think so too, you know, he fights back. He's almost at the edge of just giving up and thinking, no, that's it, I'm done with this, I've been beaten fair and square. He finds that last bit of energy, and it's just an amazing end to this first story arc. There is the nice kind of end to this of the portent of there are more Talons. This original Talon, though defeated, though broken, isn't the only one. And it's very interesting where they are being, you know, taken from. This whole room of coffins. It's so grotesque, it's so dark, and I love it. Coupled with Capullo's art, it's just fantastic from the first page to the last page. Please, please, please go out and pick this up. You will not be disappointed. And that is it for reviews this week. Right through last week, even though I was away with hardly any internet connection, the previous weekend I had filmed some videos and I was uploading them throughout the week, making them from private to public, to give you something to watch over that week. And just in case you missed it, there is a new viewer's choice, which was Melbourneian comic fan. He chose Day Tripper for me to read, and just watch my video if you haven't already. It was fantastic. The book, you decide whether the video was or not. There was a very, very short long box history for the letter Q, and you will see why when you go and watch it. And then today I did something a little bit different. Earlier on today, I bought myself a DVD box set, which I showed off in a video. I think the likes of you, Scott, and you, Hans, will love it if you've not already got it, and I'm dying to hear your comments on it as well. So that is it. As always, subscribe up there if this is your first time and you enjoyed what you saw. Down there's a nice thumbs up, thumb it up, we love the thumbs up. And put a comment down in the box. Give me a slap on the wrist for going on holiday and not doing a review show on Thursday. What did you enjoy this week? Did you think Batman was worthy of a pick of the week? Is anyone else reading Ultimate X-Men? I see very few people reviewing this title. I personally think it's quite enjoyable. I know people are very bored of the Ultimate Universe, but at least they're trying to do something different with it for a change. Daredevil, I can't recommend that title enough. It's been solid from start to finish. And Fables, I will convert you all to it. I don't care if it's 114 issues, I will make you go out and buy the trades to catch up. Anyway, that's me out. Sorry it was late, guys. There will be back to regular broadcasting as of next week. Take care.